Today we're going to start with a new poem, Manners. Okay, I'll read the poem first and then I will explain to you line by line. We say thank you, we say please. We don't call names or tease. Okay, so every time we receive something from someone, okay, or from anyone, what do we have to use? We have to say thank you. When you borrow a pencil from someone, you have to say, please, may I borrow your pencil? And when your friend gives you the pencil in return, what will you tell? You have to say, thank you. Okay, it's not just that only you should say thank you. The person who's to whom you're saying thank you will also reply back to you saying, welcome. Okay. And we don't call names or tease. What do you mean by that? We don't call anyone by names. Each one of us are given special names by our parents, right? We need to use only those names to when you call out to your friends or to anyone. We should not call them, give them any other names other than what they have already been given. Okay, we do not call names, means saying that he's a donkey or monkey. You should not use such words. Okay, and you should not tease anyone. Okay, see how someone goes to temple and they come and they remove the hair. We, as small children, we tend to tease them. No, we call them motte motte and all. So you should not be teasing like that. Okay. So we don't call names or tease. We don't shout, we don't fuss. So what do you mean by that? We should not shout. When someone asks you a question, answer them politely. Okay. You should always be very polite when you talk with one another. Okay. And we don't fuss. We should not be stubborn. You should not say, no, I need this. Okay. When you go out with your parents, when you see some toy or something, and your parents will tell you by when they will get you, right? If they're able to buy and give you, or if they're not, when you're not able to buy, that time you should listen to them. You should not start crying in that place. Okay, so we don't fuss. We listen when others talk to us. Okay, so when someone is talking to you, you have to listen to them. If you also start talking, the other person also is talking, will each other understand what is happening? Nobody will understand, right? Okay, so when one person is talking, you have to wait, you have to listen to what that person is saying completely. Once that person stops, then you tell whatever doubts or whatever question you want to ask, you ask them later. Okay, we share our toys and take our turn. Okay, so what do you mean by that? When your friends come home, do you all share your toys with your friends? You all don't share. Melvin doesn't share. Very good. Varun shares. Okay. All of you all should share your toys. Okay. Only when you share your toys, you'll have friends to play with. Okay. It's not just with your toys, with anything. Okay. Share your things. You'll have more people to play. It'll be more enjoyable. Okay. You will like what you're doing. And we take our turn. Okay. Taking your turn can be in any thing. Okay, either when you're playing, you can, when your turn comes, that time you can play, or when you're going in a bus. Okay, especially if you have school bus or autos in which you travel, you have to wait for your turn and then get into it. Otherwise we will tend to fall or stamp each other. Okay, good manners aren't too hard to learn. Okay, good manners aren't too hard to learn. Is it hard? It is not, right? When you want something, you should use the word please. How difficult is it to use the word please? It isn't. Okay, so you can always tell them, please, may I have this? Okay, and when you receive something, especially on your birthdays, you receive gifts. Okay, so when your friends come and give you gifts and all, what you say? You have to tell them, thank you very much, right? Okay, and then you should not call anyone names. Okay, all those are all bad manners. And then you should be a very good child. Don't be stubborn. When you want something, ask your parents politely. If they can, they will buy and give you. Okay, or they will also tell you by when they will get you. Okay, so good manners aren't hard to learn. It is all very simple. As you keep following it day by day, it will become your habits. Okay, it's really easy. When you find good manners means just being kind. Okay, so good manners is nothing but being kind. So when you're going to be very polite, you're going to use the magic words. You all know there are 5 magic words, right? What are they? Thank you, please, sorry, may I, and excuse me. Correct. So when do you use that? When do you say thank you? You tell thank you when you receive something from someone. Okay. When do you say please? When you want someone from when you want something from someone, that time you use the word please. And then when do you say excuse me? When someone is talking and you want to give your opinion, you raise your hand, you say excuse me. Okay. Or if you want to cut in line, that time also you say excuse me, please. Okay. And then when do you say sorry? When you hurt someone. Okay, probably when you're playing, if you stamp someone's leg, or by mistake, if you do something, when you do a mistake, that time you tell them sorry. Okay, and then when you, before you enter a room or before you go to some place, what you should do, when before you enter a room, what should you say? May I come in? Okay, so these are the 5 magic words which will make you a very, very good child. That means you are very kind. Okay, so make sure that you use these magic words every day in your life. When you use them every day, that means you are being a very kind child. Okay, so I'll read the poem once more. Hope all of you have understood. And then I will explain again after I remove the sharing part. Okay, so we say thank you, we say please. We don't call names or tease. We don't shout, we don't fuss. We listen when others talk to us. We share our toys and take our turn. Good manners aren't too hard to learn. It's really easy when you find good manners means just being kind. Okay. So like I told you, good manners is nothing but it is just being kind. Okay. Okay, children, did you all understand the poem? Now you all can unmute yourselves. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so what do you mean by good
Yes, ma'am.
manners means? Yes, very good.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
good
ma'am.
manners means just being kind. When you use the 5 magical words, you are being a kind person. Okay, when you do not raise voice, when you do not, when you're not fussing, when you don't stand for it. Okay, don't stand saying no, I need that, without that I'm not going. Because small children, you would have seen even on TVs also, right? Probably in some series or in something, where what does a child do? They fall, they even roll on the ground also, saying no, I need it. Is that being good?
No.
Being good, they're
No.
only, yes, they're
No,
okay,
no,
they're not only
ma'am.
parents, they're also disturbing their surrounding also. Imagine people looking at you all and saying, my God, look at this child, how stubborn the child is. No, that is not right, right? They should say, see how sweet the child is. Okay, so you should not fuss. And then we don't shout. When you need something, you have to ask them politely. Do not scream. Okay, when there is a group of people sitting, how will you ask for permission? First thing, raise your hand and say, may I speak, or excuse me, please. Okay, so once you raise your hand, the person who's standing will know that you want to ask something. Okay, and they will give you a chance to ask your question. Okay, we don't call names or tease. Should you call anyone by names?
No, ma'am. No,
Not call anyone by
ma'am.
yes, you should.
No, ma'am.
Yes, okay. You should not call anyone by any other name except for the name that is given by their parents. Okay, and then we listen when others talk to us. Okay, we listen when someone is talking to you. You have to listen. If you don't listen, you will not get information that is being passed on. Okay, so probably someone is telling you this may not happen now. Okay, but if you don't listen, you will not get that part of information, right? And then you'll be waiting for something to happen, right? So you should listen when someone is talking to you. Okay, we share our toys and take our turn. Okay, that this can be even when you're playing with your friends, share your toys. When the toys are being passed on, wait for your turn also. Okay, or when you're getting into a bus or when you're going somewhere, wait for your turn. Don't rush. When all of them run together, what happens? We tend to bang into each other, we stamp someone's feet, all this and all is just create. Okay, you're just going to hurt someone and you also will get hurt in turn. You should not do that. Okay, and good manners aren't too hard to learn. Are they difficult to learn? Is good manners difficult to learn? No, it is not difficult. Can you all use the word thank you? Can you all tell thank you when you receive something? Yes. Can you please when you want something from someone?
Sorry.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So when you hurt someone, you can say sorry, right? Saying sorry is easy.
Oh, sorry. Please
To enter the
excuse me.
before school starts. Okay. For
Thank
example,
you.
when the school starts, say you've gone to the toilet when you're coming inside, or after the break time when you're coming inside and teacher is already there in the class. How will you enter the class? Will you say, excuse me, can I come inside? You should say, may I?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Inchara?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Excuse me, you will
Excuse
use.
me, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you. Excuse
Can I
me, you will
come?
use when you want to interrupt.
Ma'am, excuse me.
Okay. Excuse me, you will use when you want to interrupt when someone else is talking. When you want to enter a room, you have to say, may I come inside? Okay, you have to use the word may I, not excuse me. Excuse me is when you want to move forward when someone is already standing there. Okay, you cannot just push them and go. Right? That time you tell them, excuse me, may I move in the front? Okay, that is when you will use excuse me. Or when you sneeze, because sneeze is something which we cannot control. Right? Suddenly you sneeze. So what do you say? Excuse me, I'm sorry, you tell. Correct? Okay, so these words, when you use these 5 words regularly in your life, you are a very good child, and they tell you that you are being very kind. Okay, when you do not raise your voice, when you're using all the 5 words, okay, when you do not shout, all these and all are all good manners. Okay, did you all understand, children? Okay, yes,
Yes, ma'am.
very good.
Yes,
Okay, yes. Now I will ask some of you all question. I will not be able to ask everyone, okay, because it's a small poem only. Okay, so I'm going to ask few of them. Inchara, you can unmute. Okay, when you receive something from someone, okay, probably on your birthday, when someone gives you something, what will you tell that person in return? What will you tell?
please, ma'am.
So when someone gives you a gift,
Thank you, ma'am.
very good. You will say
Thank
thank
you,
you,
ma'am.
not.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, very good. You should say thank you. When someone wishes you on your birthday, wishes you for something, you have to tell
Thank
them
you.
thank you. Okay. Now next, Daivik. Okay. Only Daivik to unmute. The rest of you all kindly do not unmute. Yes. Okay. Now Daivik. Okay. Now when you're playing with your friend, you suddenly stamp your friend's feet. What do you tell? What do you tell your friend?
Sorry, ma'am.
Sorry. Very good. You should say, I am sorry. Okay. Now next one. Meghna. Okay. Now you want to enter a room. What will you ask? How will you ask permission to enter?
Excuse me. May I, miss?
Very good. You should say, may I come in? Okay. Very good. Thank you. Then next, I see a Jyoti Joy. I guess I'm not very sure who's.
Kristanna, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am.
Kristanna.
Okay, Chris Anna. Okay, please next time when you log in, please enter your child's name. Okay, now Chris Anna. Now you're standing in a line. Okay, you're standing in a line. You want to go on two. You want to move forward. So how will you tell? You want to two people behind. How will you move to the front? What will you tell them?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Very good. You should say, excuse me, may I please go in the front? Okay. Next, Charvi. Charvi, you can unmute. Yes. Charvi, when your friends come home, okay, when your friends come home, they see some nice, beautiful toys in your house. What will you do?
Please come. Please come.
Please come. Yes, yes, you will call them, please come. Now your friends have come home, they're sitting, they're seeing, they're looking at the toys, they want to play with it. What will you do?
Play.
Yes, yes, you will share your toys with your friends, right? So when you share your toys, you will have more fun. Imagine if you're playing with your toy only yourself, that will not give you that much of fun, right? When you play with all your friends, share your toys and play, that time you'll have even more fun. Okay. Okay, now next one, Kushal D. Kushal D, can you unmute? Yes. Okay, now Kushal, when someone is talking, what should you do? Someone is already talking.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yes, you will say, excuse me, if you want to say something. Okay, otherwise you will have to wait for your turn. Okay, you'll have to wait till the person finishes. You listen to what the person is telling. And then if you have any question or in between when you want to interrupt, that time you will tell them, excuse me. Okay, and then you will ask your question. Okay, did you all understand this poem, children?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a very simple poem. Okay, I want you to repeat after me so that the class will become very easy. Correct?
Ma'am.
Okay, so what I will do is, I will send you the poem. Okay? In our WhatsApp group, I will send you the poem. I want you to learn the poem. Okay? I'll give you time. Okay? It's not that today or tomorrow, but by next week, you have to learn the poem by heart. It's a very simple poem. It only says, we say thank you, we say please. We don't call names or tease. Okay, we don't shout, we don't fuss, we listen when others talk to us. Okay, we share our toys and take our turn. Good manners aren't too hard to learn. It's really easy when you find that good manners means just being kind. It's a very simple poem. I want you all to learn this by heart. This would be your FA2 activity, English activity. Okay. In your first, for FA1 activity, all of you all by hearted the poem one morning and you all took a video, right? The same way for FA2 activity, you have to learn the poem and you have to take a video and send. Now, for now, you start learning. I'll tell you by when you have to take the video and send. Okay. Do you all have any doubt in this poem, children?
No, ma'am.
Yes.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, very
Excuse
good.
me, ma'am.
Yes, ma.
When I have to send video, ma'am.
Not now. Today only I took the poem, no? So you will have time. Okay, this whole week okay, you can learn for this whole week. Probably next week I'll give you a date by when you have to submit the video. Okay, it's not today. But I want you to start learning. Okay, that is why I'm telling you well in advance. Okay, children? Yes. Do anyone has any other doubt?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh,
I like the stop telling you that. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.